My name's Tom Haar. I'm here with National Property Inspections here in Columbus, Ohio. Just wanted to take a minute to tell you guys about who we are, what we do, and kind of why we do it. A little bit about us. My father, Chris, started this business 20 years ago. I've been working with him since I was about 13. We have completed 15,000 residential, commercial, all these different types of inspections right here in Columbus, Ohio over those last 20 years. I just wanted to take the time spread this expertise. We are Ohio licensed home inspectors. Over these last 10 years or so that I've worked for him and the 25 years that he's been in the business, we've gained a wealth of knowledge that I would love to start sharing with some of you guys over the internet. So this is us, and this is what we provide to the community. A question I get all the time is, Tom, what's a home inspection? What do you guys do? What do home inspectors do? So I wanted to take a minute to kind of tell you exactly what we do. Say you're out shopping for a house, find a beautiful house like this, and you put it under contract. So you think, oh, I bought a house, but there's many important steps, and the home inspection being one of the biggest ones as your next step. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into this beautiful house. While things may look really, really nice on the exterior, you never know what lies in between those things. So say this is a 100-year-old home. So we wanna make sure that, okay, this stuff all looks brand new, but they could have 100-year-old wiring behind that outlet. And that could be a very important thing in a new house. You have about 7 to 10 days when you first contact us or go into contract on a property to get this home inspection done, because you really usually only have 30 days to purchase this property. It's a very streamlined process. It's very important that you call us right away and get us on the schedule. So once that happens, say you are buying a property, you're thinking about selling your property, or you want to know a little bit about a house. Most of our inspections are pre-purchase inspections. So as I was talking about, you go into contract, or if you want to streamline that process as a seller, you can call us before you list the property, and we can give you all that information before your buyer comes and does that before you. So you can share all that information on the front end. So those are kind of the other inspections as far as residential. We also do commercial inspections. That could be hotels. We've done apartment complexes. We've done warehouses. We've done skyscrapers, everything in between. If you can build it from the ground up, we can look at it. That's one other important thing of why you need a home inspection, because 80% of people don't know anything about construction at all. And it's very important, especially because this could be one of the biggest purchases of your adult life. It's a statistic that I once read said the average person buys 3 houses in their lifetime. So why would you not want somebody professional, licensed, bonded, insured to come in and look over that property and make sure that your investment is really truly protected in your best interest? Another question I get a lot of the time is, hey, aren't you the appraiser? Or what's the difference between the appraiser and the home inspector? So while we are in the same realm and we usually work within that 30-day, 10 to 14 days when you're in contract period, we are the people that are coming to assess this property's condition as it stands today. So as you can see, you got this beautiful house. We're just gonna tell you today as a snapshot on a 50-page report how exactly this home sits and what is the condition. Are there any safety issues? What's the mechanical systems, roof, all that good stuff. An appraiser is gonna come in, he's gonna look at the condition, he's gonna also look at comparable values of properties around the area, and he's gonna give you a monetary value on your property. So the main difference is we're looking at condition, they're looking at value. So we don't talk money at all while we're here. That's the appraiser's main job. Why is it so important to have a home inspection done? Well, there's many, many different reasons, but I would say one of the biggest ones is it's not every day that you're going and buying a house. 80% of people don't know anything about construction. You're relying on somebody that's licensed, insured, to come in and tell you about this biggest investment of your life. So you want somebody that's reputable, you want somebody that knows what they're doing to come in, and you want to be able to trust them. Kind of as if you were looking to trade stocks, but you're not in it every day. you would go to a stockbroker and they would guide you through that process. It's no different from buying a home. That's what we do. We protect your investment for the long term. So one other big reason you get a home inspection, whether it's the first one you've ever done or it's the 30th one you've done, and you may think you know everything about a home and inspections and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, handing it off to a third party like us, we're unbiased, and we can also create leverage with our findings. So what I mean about leverage is when we give you the report, you're going to be able to go back to the table and you're going to be able to negotiate the findings. Whether the findings are big or small, we are always going to find something, because no house is perfect at all. Whether it's a loose toilet or you have major foundation issues, that allows you to go back to that seller and say, hey, National Property Inspection said that your foundation's bowing out. That's going to be about a $20,000 fix. We're going to have to come back and renegotiate that. And that's something that's very, very important, because you don't want to get in over your head. You want to make sure that what you are buying is worth that value. So creating that leverage is a big, big piece. And like I said, even if you bought 30 houses, you want that unbiased, that third party to come in and give you that exact information. We have investors that have bought hundreds, 200s of homes, and we inspect every single one for them because it gives them that leverage, and they also value our professional opinion on that. So with this leverage, there can be three things that can happen with the findings. So you go back to the table and you say, hey, Sally, I know I love this home. The foundation is clearly messed up. So you can do one of three things. You can negotiate the price. So we need a $15,000 price concession. They can fix it themselves by a licensed contractor. Everything has to be documented in the sale. Or all in all, if you guys can't come to a decision, you can break the contract and you can both walk away. So it allows you to have many different options, maybe get some money back, maybe have them do it. And that's kind of why it's so important to have that leverage. Also, a big thing that we come in play is our third party unbiased opinion. So what that means, you can have your aunt and uncle. Your uncle could be a construction worker. He could know every single thing about a house. He could be better than we are, but he has bias. He's gonna come into that property. You're his nephew. He loves you. He's gonna tell you that these things are great, or he's gonna tell you it's falling apart, so you guys can maybe try to negotiate. So you wanna have a person like us, unbiased, come in and tell you exactly what this property is as it stands that day, because we really don't have any skin in the game. Sure, you're gonna pay us a small fee to come in there, but it's nothing like having enough bias to skew a property so you can make out with it. Having that is huge in the sale. So another very important thing about a home inspection, anything in that house after we come and look at it transfers liability to the inspection or the inspector and the inspecting company. Say when you're going to buy a house, every seller has to fill out what's called a residential property disclosure. And what that does is basically tells you over the last X amount of years they've been in there, what in their knowledge do they know is wrong. So a lot of the times people will be very honest, but then again comes back to the fact that a lot of people don't really understand about construction. Say you're looking at this shower and it's beautiful, where you come in and you look at it and you're like, oh, this is great. You don't get a home inspection, you come in day one, it's leaking. Who is that on? That's gonna be on the home buyer, because they didn't have somebody like an inspector come in and look at it. And once we do come and look at it, that liability transfers all to us. We carry over $1 million worth of insurance. So if you do find issues, and we do make mistakes, we're all human, there's human error. We'll never argue against that. But if you do find something, we have insurance to cover that. And also a very cool thing is when you hire us, our insurance also covers your agent. So if that seller or your buyer gets very mad and want to take you to court, you're covered in our policy. So that's something that's very important. Liability is a big thing. Houses are not cheap, fixes are not cheap. So you want to have somebody that can really take care of that liability and really put your mind at ease at the end of the day. Another thing a home inspection will do is it kind of will take the process from the gray area to the closing table. So you go to buy a house and you love it, it's beautiful, but there's still a lot of unknowns. So you have a home inspector come in and they just give you so much knowledge, maybe too much knowledge, maybe something that you may never look at again, but that knowledge that you're gonna learn from there can lead to understanding that house a little bit better. And with that understanding, both parties can come together, understand what you're working with, and then ultimately kind of push yourself to the closing table and have a stronger agreement because you have that unbiased person coming in and looking everything over, and then you both have that knowledge now of what you're working with. So that kind of helps us push the sale process through. Now that we kind of told you about what a home inspection is, I'm going to tell you a little about what a home inspection is not. Many people come to me and ask me, hey, we got our city code guy coming next week. I need to know if this is gonna pass code, if this inspection is gonna pass code. And one thing, licensed home inspectors do not touch on code. That's something that the city will do. Maybe there will be somebody that's nuanced in that. We do not touch on code at all, and that's not something that we plan on doing in the future. Another thing is, it's not technically exhaustive. And what I mean by technically exhaustive is we're not going to try our hardest to find issues. We're not going to pop holes in walls, look for water through the walls. We can use tools such as a moisture meter or our thermal camera or things like that. But if it was technically exhaustive, it would probably take 12 to 14 hours to complete a home inspection, one. And two, it's just, you have to run a business around this, so you can't take 24 hours for each inspection. It's just not possible for all parties involved. We can't pop in walls. We can't go above and beyond to find issues. We're gonna find things that are visually observable, and then also use our tools to figure out what is really going on with this house. So at the end of the day, there are definitely many, many reasons why you get a home inspection. I would say number one, you're gonna protect that investment that you save so much money up for to purchase. And then you can also save thousands of dollars just by spending the $300, $400 to hire somebody like us. Also, it's just gonna give you so much information on that property that it's gonna give you enough confidence that you're making the right decision, and you can push forward with a smile on your face that you know you made the right decision at the end of the day. We love to save people money. We love to save people time. We like to educate people. And at the end of the day, seeing that person smile on their face after they buy that house because they know they made the right decision, it's a great feeling. That's why I think home inspections are super important. I hope you can see that as well.